Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Building $1 Million Business. Let's make sure we get Insty live on here. Let's make sure we get Insty. Okay, I think we're in that. Are we in that thing? Are we in that thing? Come on, Insty. Boom, we in that thing. So Insty is live. Listen, guys, welcome back to another episode of Building $1 Million Business. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Hart, H-A-R-T, kind of like Heaven Hart, known as that healthcare guy across social channels. What are we doing? We're building $1 million business, and we're doing it in public, and we're doing it in 12 months, right? So we got two major goals this year. One is to build $1 million playbook that you two can follow, right? The second goal is to build $1 million, should we say, ecosystem. In our ecosystem, we're looking to have 50,000 newsletter subscribers in the ecosystem. So if you're asking, if you're new here, you wonder where we are, well, we have over 6,000 newsletter subscribers right now. And what we've been doing is architecting our playbook, or building out our playbook, so we can build up to $1 million in growth and do it in 12 months. So thank you guys for joining. As always, this is episode 36. Episode 36. What does that mean? That means there's 35 additional episodes that you may have not been privy to. So what I invite you to do is use my link that I have in the bio, that I have in my bios, no matter where you are, or scan the QR code, and then you can go to sign up for the newsletter, which is called Hustling 25-8. You want to sign up for that because that is action packed. But two, you can go to my YouTube feed. I created a playlist called Building $1 Million Business, and you can go back and watch the other 35 episodes, right? Right now, those episodes are free to join. If you've been on social media for any period of time, you know content doesn't stay there forever, right? And now there are, more and more people entering the content space, so they're trying to make room to bring in more content. So what does that mean? Some content gets deleted. Right now, that playbook is fully alive, or that playlist is fully alive on my LinkedIn, my YouTube page. Go check that out before that disappears, and it's free of charge right now. So we're on episode 36. A lot has happened. Here, we kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Today is March 2nd, 2026, right? So we're about 50 days into this thing, and we're already on episode 36. What does that mean for you and I? That means we've been super consistent about, not only the outcomes we're trying to get, but also been sharing the challenges and showing you how to build and design your $1 million playbook. So thank you guys for joining. Again, I'm Patrick Hart. We're going to be streaming today on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. And as always, you guys have been showing me love like crazy. So I appreciate the love you've been delivering my way. So why are you here? Why should you stay here? What I do, let's start with me. I'm Patrick Hart, former Army guy. Spent 6 years in the Army, 2 tours overseas, one during 9/11. After that, I built a career in healthcare technology. I became a healthcare technology executive, part of a leadership team that sold a technology company at the end of 2018 for a lot of money. In 2023, I became a full-time entrepreneur. My journey is all about helping people become the best versions of themselves. So that's why I created this, because too many times I was in boardrooms, I was looking around, and I've seen so many other dope, smart people that wasn't in the same room as me. And I'm like, well, why are they not there? Well, now I'm doing something different about that, right? I'm creating a playbook that you too can follow, where you can build your $1 million wealth system. And I'm doing it in public. A lot of people, a lot of creators out there, they talk about they do this, they do that, they do this, and they're making all this money, but nobody ever shows you exactly how it was done. That was my purpose here in 2026, to show you how you can create your own wealth system as well. Do it exactly like all the creators do as well. So this is exactly this. This is episode 36. In episode 36, we're talking about the landing page design, the sprint kickoff, and we're talking about all the emotions that come along with where I'm at today on this journey. Listen, entrepreneurship is not pretty. And oftentimes it's very taxing. It's taxing on you emotionally, on you mentally, and then it not only impacts you, but it also impacts your family. Today, I'm unloading some of the challenges that we've been through so far, some of the emotions that I'm going on, and then where we headed in the future in this thing, so you too can build your $1 million framework. Listen, thank you guys for joining. Drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. I can see, I got like 1, 2, 3. I got like 3 different screens right here, so I can see the comments as they come in. Bring those comments in. I give you some love, because you guys have been giving me some love, and you've been rocking with me as well. So again, I'm Patrick. Let's get into this thing. Episode 36. Last week, man, we made 3 important decisions. Like, they were huge decisions. And these decisions that we made is either going to make us or they're going to break us. And time is going to tell at this point. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you helped me make these decisions, and let's get into this. So growth, thank you, TikTok. I appreciate you, family. Listen, growth feels different when it's real, right? A lot of people talk about, growth feels phenomenal, but once you start really, really growing, there's so many different emotions that are come along with that growth. And as entrepreneurs, we have to learn how to one face those big heavy things. I appreciate the love. One, we got to learn how to face those challenges, but two, we got to understand what they mean for us and then identify how we use that to move ourselves forward so we can build our $1 million playbook, right? So growth feels very different when it's real. Week 8 is absolutely here. So this is what we're about. We're kicking off week 8 already. And let me say this because I got people joining. This is episode 36. So there's 35 additional episodes. Go to the link that I have in my bio or scan the QR code that's on the screen. I created a playlist on my YouTube called Building a $1 Million Business. You can go back and watch the other 35 episodes for free. Every single episode is only 30 minutes long, and I guarantee you're going to find something inside of each and every episode that's designed to do one thing, which is to move you forward so you can build your $1 million playbook as well. Listen, week 8 is here. I locked in a landing page designer. I locked in Instagram coach. I told you I got an Instagram coach, right? So I got an Instagram coach. I hired a back-end system architect. And I'm feeling, man, honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm feeling everything right now. Like I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed. I'm anxious. I'm relieved. Man, today, like I'm getting ready. I'm getting real about the emotions that I'm feeling and what I'm about to step into. Because, like I told you before, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell you the conversations that I'm having. I'm going to give you an inside playbook, show you the automations, talk to you about the tools, everything. But some of this also comes with the emotions that comes with it. When you're making these big time decisions, there's a lot that goes with that can impact you emotionally, that can prevent you from moving forward. Like there's a version of entrepreneurship that looks clean online. That's what like all the creators want to show you. Oh, I did that and I became an overnight success. That's bullshit. It doesn't happen like that. If you're a creator, a small business owner, entrepreneur, there's some things that we do behind the scenes that help us get to where we're doing. And that's what I'm revealing to you guys so you can see exactly how you too can use your power and influence to build financial wealth for yourself as well as your family, right? Like I'm not in that version where we're looking clean because we're beyond the clean at this point. I'm right here in the messy middle. This is where it kind of gets ugly. It's a little sticky and you're kind of confused if you're heading in the right direction. This is the part where you're wiring the machine while the machine is actually still running, right? This week, it doesn't feel like content creation. This week feels like I'm in a construction phase. I got my hard hat on, I got my steel toe boots, and I'm ready to get the work in. Construction, we know this. Construction is loud, it's heavy, and it's uncomfortable, but at the end result, it's always beautiful. So let's talk about the 3 major investments that I invested in last week that you helped me make. All right. Last week we made 3 significant moves, like I call them power moves. And what makes it intense, it isn't just the money that we spent, it's the synchronization. Like there's so much that needs to go on at one time. I don't know why I put all this pressure on myself. Honestly, I know why, because I'm an overachiever, right? And I want to do everything today. And a lot of you are like that as well. You're an overachiever. You're like, let's do everything today. I don't care what it costs. I just want to see the results. Well, that's kind of where I'm at. Like I was like, let's make all these decisions. So one of the most important decisions that we made last week is we decided on a landing page designer. We talked already that we need a separate landing page that's separate from our newsletter because we want to filter in not only leads, but we want to create buying opportunities that's separate from the newsletter before they get to the newsletter. Remember, when we're building $1 million playbook, we're not relying on one stream of income. We have to have multiple streams of income, right? So this is why the landing page is going to be so important, right? So last week we signed the contract. Get it out, Pat. We signed the contract. Design will probably kick off later this week. And the reality right now, if you're doing your own landing page, this is a 6 to 8 week build process. I honestly thought it was going to be a 3-week process. So I'm wrong. This is about like a 2-month process. So that stung for me at first because I want it fast. And anybody else, when you're building $1 million playbook and you do it in 12 months, you're always thinking about how quick can I do this? So that was my mindset. I'm thinking, okay, 3 weeks out, we can get our landing page locked in. We can start making additional revenue. I was wrong. We're more like 2 months out, okay? But there's maturity in that. So if we're looking at the positive, we're always the glass half full. There's some positives in it, right? We know fast isn't always right, and fast and right are rarely the same thing, right? Because a lot of us, we want fast, But sometimes we need the thing that's right, right? This isn't a Canva tweak. This isn't something we just download something in Canva and tweak a couple of different lines, right? Or ask AI to do a couple of things right here. No, this is the messaging strategy. This is the conversion psychology. This is the user flow. This is the mobile optimization. This is the integration mapping. This is the A and B testing planning. Like all that is going to be part of the landing page. So this timeline for me, I feel like it's a realistic for something that's actually going to perform for us, right? And performance is always the goal, not the speed. We're looking for performance. So let's talk about. So one was the landing page. I invested in the landing page, and anybody wanted to know, that was a $5,000 investment for a landing page plus tax. It's more than that, right? You got taxing. So it's $5,000 for the landing page. The next thing I invested in last week was an Instagram coach. Now, before I get into all the talking points, you should know an Instagram coach cost me $11,000 for an Instagram coach. So we're doing the math right now. $5,000 on the landing page, $11,000 on the Instagram coach. Already I'm $16,000 into this. And then there was another big purchase too that I'm going to tell you about, just so you can know the math. Because if we're building out our $1 million playbook, sometimes you have to spend the money before you make the money, because your strategy depends on your systems and or your processes working together so you can build your $1 million playbook. So we got $5,000 on the landing page. We got $11,000 on the Instagram coach. Why are we doing the Instagram coach? Well, that started last week. Here's what I've already learned. And maybe you already know this. Thank you. Wait, let me pause really quick because more and more people are coming in. Listen, we're streaming across Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Thank you, all family, for rocking with your boy. We're on episode 36. Drop your first name. Show me some love. I'll say hi and thank you. This is live, so I can see the stuff that's actually coming through this. The other thing, too, is we have two goals. We're building a $1 million playbook, right? So we're going to generate $1 million here in 2026. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to have a 50,000 member newsletter subscriber base. And where are we at today? We're about 6,000. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up for that, because we have 10 months left in the year to get there. So I'm thrilled that our growth has been happening so fast, but we still got more work to do. So I need you inside. All right. So here's what I learned from my Instagram coach right here. Your reels are your algorithm accelerators, right? That's why a lot of people do use reels. Your carousels drive saves and depth. We want that to happen as well. But your stories, when you start using your stories build intimacy as well as they create selling opportunities. So that's why a lot of people post their story. You see a lot of people they're creators and they're out and about and they use their stories to show themselves on a boat or whatnot. We're building a business here. So our angle is different. We're going to use our stories for selling opportunities and then give you some of those behind the scenes as well. Here's another thing that my coach has already shared with me. Hooks matter more than volume, right? So a lot of people wonder, well, why is my posts, why are they not going anywhere? Probably because you have the wrong hook, you have the wrong format and the wrong framework for how your video actually shows up. So that I know. The other thing that's important is structure beats randomness. So we have to get hyper structured if we're going to make sure that our posts convert at a high rate so we can have more visibility as well. Before, you're probably like me. I was just posting consistently, right? But it was random. It was just random posts. It was super consistent, but it was random. I appreciate the love, family. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, what you're going to start seeing when I start posting is going to be posting with intention. Now, what I signed up for is a 6-month coaching sessions. But the first 90 days, we need to lean into our strategy. So in month 1, it's about implementing what we're understanding so we can implement this, so we can actually start building our visibility across social. Month 2 is about measurable traction. We want to measure our results so we can start tweaking our performance so we can get better at what we do. And then month 3 should be about compounding. All the work that we've done, all our learnings, and then all the videos that we've created, they should start compounding views, which compounds our visibility, which creates more opportunities for us. So that's why we're looking at Instagram coach. I told you before, when you're building your business, for us, we need visibility on multiple different channels, right? So I got LinkedIn, I got my YouTube, I got my Instagram going. Of course, I'm new to TikTok. My TikTok family's been rocking with me. I appreciate the love. But all these are going to play a role as part of our strategy for building $1 million. So if you're just now joining, man, we kicked this thing off January the 11th. Today's March the 2nd. So we're about 45, 50 days into this thing when we kick this thing off. We're already on episode 36. And you have to build your framework, which is your base, in order to build out your $1 million playbook, okay? So our Instagram traffic, the traffic that we're going to get from Instagram, that traffic is designed to flow into our landing page. Then the landing page, it flows into our back end. Okay. At this point, everything we do is not going to be random anymore. We're always thinking about the ecosystem we're building and how everything flows with one another. Okay. So let's talk about my third big purchase that I did was a back end systems architect. Right. This might be the most underrated and most important hire that I made, even more so than my coach from Instagram and even more for the landing page. Because listen, you can only go so far and do so much if your back end systems are not properly automated and flows to have conversations with everything within your network, right? So that includes your CRM, that includes your automated email sequences, that includes your product deliveries, that includes tracking your revenue, that includes having analytical dashboards that synced up to speak to each other, that includes integration mapping. The timeline here for my backend system architect was 3 weeks, right? It takes 3 weeks to build a core architectural solution for us, right? So that's aggressive, but it's necessary. So here's the truth. I mean, you probably guys already know. Here's the truth. Traffic without infrastructure equals chaos. We're trying to eliminate the chaos so we can grow professionally and we can start growing the momentum and the revenue that we need to grow here in 2026. If your back end isn't solid, your growth is going to become messy, and messy systems kill your scale, right? So we need to kill all that together. Let me pause real quick. Because I see more people coming in. Let me take a sip of water. If you're just now joining, I'm Patrick, known as that healthcare guy. Veteran, spent 6 years in the military, 2 tours overseas, former healthcare technology executive, was part of an executive team that sold a technology company at the end of 2018. In 2026, I became a full-time entrepreneur. And my journey here in 2026 is to teach you and other like-minded individuals that you too can build $1 million business, and you can do it in one year. So everything that I do is designed to give you the frameworks, the tools, and the insights so you can replicate exactly what I'm doing so you too can build your $1 million framework as well. So make sure you follow your boy across all the channels. I don't care where you follow me. Follow your boy. The other thing too is tap into the newsletter if you haven't signed up for that. Let's get into it. I got 13 minutes left. I got a lot to cover, okay? So why all three at once, Pat? Why are you a glutton for punishment? Why are you doing this shit? Like, really? Because they interlock. Like, Instagram is going to drive our traffic to our landing page. Our landing page is going to convert that traffic, right? Our back end is going to retain and then is going to monetize that traffic, right? And if I did them like sequentially, like momentum is going to slow. If I just waited to do them one by one, my momentum is going to slow. I realize I have a large hurdle to get to if I'm going to build $1 million in 12 calendar months and do it this year. So I was like, let's pull off the Band-Aid. Let's do all three together. So parallel execution, it increases velocity, but it also increases the pressure on me to perform and to make sure everything is connected. But for me right now, I feel like this is controlled chaos. So let's talk about my timelines really quick. In week 8, landing page. So we're in week 8. We got the landing page discovery. We're going to start working on that. We're going to start designing the sprint work. Our Instagram coaching, we're getting into the beginning of week 2 for our Instagram coach. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll start posting some content there. Then our back-end systems architect, right now, that person is in our discovery phase and starting to work on some systems so they can start talking to each other. Remember, that's a 3-week build process right now. By week 9 through 10, our landing page design should be in process. Instagram testing, we should start testing what type of content that actually resonates. And then by week 9 through 10, our back-end CRM and the automation build should be complete by then, right? So once we get to week 11, you got your back-end testing and integrations. You have your Instagram metrics should be popping. Our landing page redefinement, we want to redefine what's going on, what's working, and what's not. And then once we get to week 12 through 14, our back-end should be live at that point. So I'm hopeful at this point, our back-end is live. Our landing page should be close to launching. And then our traffic is flowing with intention because we got intentional about the content we're creating that's going to drive the traffic to the landing page, that's going to drive users to actually make a buying decision. And that's what we're trying to create, buying scenarios for everybody. I appreciate the love. I see you, M. Harris. Thank you, family. I see my Instagram family here. I see my LinkedIn family here, my YouTube family here. TikTok is showing me love. And then Facebook is always behind the scenes. So I appreciate the love. So why back in first? Or should a lot of people normally if you was doing this and you was going in slow-mo, you wasn't doing it at the speed of lightning like I am right now, you would probably start with your back end first, and then you would go to your landing page and then traffic optimization. That's not what we're doing. We're doing all three together. So it's creating this stressful situation for me right here. So I chose a compression. I chose to do it fast. Compression increases speed, but compression also increases risk. So even though we make these buying decisions and we know the outcome that should we have from this right now, like there's a lot of risk because I can get this wrong, right? And so right now the dependency is real. My back end, it must support my landing page conversions. My landing page must align with my Instagram messaging, and my Instagram must point to a system that actually works. If one piece of this whole puzzle underperforms, the ripple is going to hit everything. Like everything is going to be almost lost. So that's the intensity that comes behind this buying decision or these decisions that I make. And also, that's how breakthroughs happen. No, sometimes there's no reward without the risk. So we're taking that risk. We understand we're in that control chaos moment right here. So here's the emotional weight, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Like this is the part that nobody talks about out loud. I'm feeling a lot right now. Like there's a lot going on. We talk about the landing page, the architect. We talk about the Instagram coaching. My time has been pulled all over the place. I'm a one-man show. I'm a solopreneur, and I'm trying to create this $1 million wealth system for you and me. But there's a lot going on. So I'm truly in that messy middle right now, right? Like the indecision is gone. Like I'm not indecisive on what decisions I'm going to make. I already made the decision. No more am I wondering what to invest in. I've already made the investments. I'm not worried about analysis paralysis at this point. Like the path is set. Clarity reduces noise. We know that part. But this part, it doesn't feel that great. It really, really doesn't. Like right now, I got excitement going on. We know it, the momentum is tangible. I can kind of see it. I can feel it. The designer is designing. The designer's doing his job. The coach is coaching. The architect is architecting. And the acceleration is already beginning. We've already seen our proof points. But I can feel the shift. And you too, you can probably feel the shift when your business transfers from a hustle to a system. That's where we are now. We're out of that hustling phase, and now we're trying to systemize everything so we can start generating that $1 million here in 2026. Let's talk about the overwhelm. I mean, last week I've had so many people. I got multiple friend groups that I'm part of. People were DMing me. People were wanting to get on calls with me. People were wanting to spend time with me, and I didn't have time for anybody because I'm like so much in the weeds. There's so much that I have to do. I just feel like I needed a reprieve from everything. And sometimes this is where we need to think as business owners. As business owners, sometimes the best thing you can do is make decisions to remove yourself from chaos that's going to prevent you from moving forward. Sometimes you got to separate yourself so you can get that clarity. And that's where I'm at right now. The overwhelm is real, right? I'm still creating content daily. I'm still managing DMs myself. I'm still handling the product development. I'm still running these live sessions every single day, noon Central Standard Time. I'm still answering emails. Now I'm coordinating with 3 professionals as well, in addition to the stuff that I already did. So I added all this shit on my backlog, all this stuff on my plate. Context right now, like switching, being this person to being that person, that's just draining. Like it really, really is. And some days it feels like there's too many plates they're spinning at one time. Like none of them seem to be spinning perfectly in synchronization. And that's the reality. That's where I'm at right now. Then let's talk about the anxiety. Like this is new territory for me. What if the back-end architect under-delivers? Like that's money I spent on that. What if the landing page doesn't convert? What if Instagram strategy doesn't hit the right measures like I'm hoping that it's going to hit, especially for the money that we spent? Like that's real money that I've spent. So there was 11 grand on a coach, $5,000 on a landing page, an additional $1,500 on a back-end architect, right? So 11 plus 5 is 16 plus 1,500. That's $17,500 we made in investments in the first 2 months of our business. Have we got 17,000 in return yet? We have not. So sometimes you're actually spending the money to make the money in order to get the growth system that we're looking for, right? So we're already 17.5 in the business, right? We're $17,500 into the business, and we're hopeful it's going to get us $1 million. Let's talk about how we're going to get that. Listen, I have 30,000 LinkedIn followers today. I have close to 70,000 on Instagram, and I have 6,000 involved in the newsletter. Everybody is watching this unfold because I'm doing this live. Every single day I'm doing this live. So I can't hide behind it. I can't sugarcoat and act like things are great because they're not, but they're not great. Right now, I'm just doing a lot. So there's beauty in that, but there's also pressure in that too. So when people are following the journey, my responsibility is to share with you everything that I'm going through. So you too can you either sympathize with me, you can understand with me, or you can expect to have these same type of feelings and or results when you're building your $1 million framework as well. Let's talk about the exhaustion. Oh, like I'm not physically exhausted at this point. Like decision fatigue that creeps in, the high stakes daily decisions, that's part of it. The financial risk hit me thinking, dude, what do? You almost spent $20,000 and you got nothing to show for it, right? Right. So a lot of this stuff is out of my control right now. That's a lot. So I'm not pretending it's easy because I don't want you to think it is. It's not easy. I'm a one-man show, but I'm trying to show you how to build a whole business as a solopreneur where you can build it to something that's great and generate your $1 million as well. So the question is, a lot of people want to know, well, Pat, how do you stay grounded? I don't have it all figured out, and I don't want to pretend like I do have it figured out. My job is to get 1% better each and every day. Learn something new each and every day that's going to help me and my business grow. But if I have the systems, then if I have the systems in place for my business, it's going to help a lot. Let's talk about this. Shrink the horizon. Not, I guess, how do I stay focused? I'm not thinking about the 7 figures, even though I talk about the 7 figures, and I'm not thinking about the 12 months either. Everything that I do, I think about today. I have to think about today, because if you start getting so focused on 12 months or the next month, it can be overwhelming. You're thinking you're behind and you start comparing yourself to everybody else. I don't want to do that. I got to think about today. I'm thinking about the next meeting. I'm thinking about the next deliverable. I'm thinking about the next feedback round that I'm getting from people like you. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take these massive goals, shrink them into daily execution so we can actually hit that visionary goal that we have for ourselves. This is what helped me reduce panic for myself. Then I do the morning reset, right? 3 things every single morning. I talk to myself about what I'm grateful for. I talk to myself about what I'm focused on. And then I talk to myself about what am I going to let go of, the span of control, so I can amplify my brand as well as my presence, right? Letting go is probably one of the most powerful things that you too can do as a business owner, mid-level professional, small business owner, whatever. You gotta let go of being perfect, because that's what stabilizes a lot of us from moving forward. We get in this trap that everything needs to be perfect and it prevents us from moving forward. So letting go is going to help us with our results, right? So that's important. Then metrics is therapy. Let's talk about this. When emotions spike, data stabilizes me, okay? That's what I tap into. 45, 50 days ago, we started at 0. We had nothing. And then every single week, I've been sharing with you all the different proof points, like the time on our site, the engagement, how many people have followed us. Everything has been glowing absolutely great. So we getting all the green lights just telling us we're on the right path, right? But there's all that additional frustration that comes with this. The other thing too is reconnecting with purpose. This isn't just about the revenue for me. It's about proving that strategy execution, it works. It's about modeling real entrepreneurship so you too can follow a similar playbook. It's about showing you the middle phase, not just the win. It's that purpose that makes it meaningful for me. You guys are also part of my community, and you've been adding fuel for me. So this reduces a lot of that feeling as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, that isolation. We also often get isolated thinking that you're in it by yourself. Well, you guys have been part of the community. You've been rocking with me. You've been DMing me. You've been part of the conversations. So entrepreneurship for me, it doesn't feel as heavy, nor do I feel like it's silent. And when I share and when I talk about my anxiety, it starts to lose its power. Sometimes we hold things in and we don't talk about it, and it prevents us from moving forward. My energy protection, I protect my energy. I lean into my movement. We also know if you want to tackle fear, you have to get moving, right? And then I try to stick to certain business hours, even though as a small business owner, with all the work that you're doing, man, you're spending lots of hours, generally 12 to 15 hours a day, in order to do this by yourself, especially at the speed we're trying to get to. So what am I looking forward to with these next conversations coming up? Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the landing page mock-ups. That's going to be exciting. Once we see that and we know we can see that what we pay for is actually coming to fruition, that's going to be dope. Watching my back-end systems automate, fine. I want to see how that flows and how that speaks to one another so I can play my part in making sure that's strengthened. Seeing Instagram engagement shift with intention. We haven't started that yet. I'm on my 2nd week of coach, so I haven't dropped any content yet. and then seeing my conversion numbers move. All that is exciting for me. Like that's giving me hope that we're leading to something. But deeper than that, I'm looking forward to the version of me that's going to be on the other side of all this that we're working on, right? That phase, that's the phase right there. You invest before the results show up, right? You've been there before. You start investing yourself before you see the results. You execute while you're anxious still. You build while you're still tired. You trust the process. You trust the process. You trust the process. And so that can become your proof point. That's where the transformation happens. By week 14 through 16, our landing page should be live. Our back end should be automated. Our Instagram should be optimized. Our revenue should be structured properly. We know what buckets it goes in. We got an upgrade strategy or upsell strategies that should be part of the equation, right? That's the phase where we start forging forward, where we start stretching, where like right now we're in the weight room. We're building those weights. We're taking our creatine. You know what I'm saying? We're building up our strength because growth doesn't happen without resistance. Listen, guys, I want you guys to follow along. I know I'm right at time. My family's been showing up. This is real. This is layered. This is heavy. This is strategic. This is growth. This is real term entrepreneur growth done in public, done with you. And I'm not carrying it alone because I got you on the journey with me. Listen, guys, thank y'all for hustling with me. We hustling 25/8. Sign up for the newsletter if you haven't signed up for the newsletter. Invite other like-minded individuals like yourself who's on that hustler's journey, trying to build something, trying to create something, a generational wealth and or freedom for themselves. This is the place you want to be. I'm here every single day, noon Central Standard Time. And we're on episode 36. So go back and watch the other episodes. Until tomorrow, family, thank you for the rocking with your boy. I'll see you soon. Let's get it.